Hello my fellow YouTubers, how are you today? And today I'll be reviewing Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Episode 1, Day of the Dumpster. Okay, so this is probably one of the most important episodes in the Power Rangers franchise, because this is where everything hit off. Mighty Morphin, RPM, Time Force, Dino Thunder, you name it, it all started with this episode. And I think from all the Mighty Morphin episodes, this is probably one of the most memorable ones of them all. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of memorable episodes. I mean, it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. It's one of the best teams in the world. In fact, sometimes it's probably the best team ever. I know I put it on fifth on my list, but to be honest, it is a great team, and I really do love these characters a lot. So without further ado, let's review. It's more phenomenal. But well, it starts off on the moon, where we have two astronauts. Have no clue who they are. Surprised they still send people out to the moon, and they find this weird looking dumpster. It's weirdly designed with a red gem in the middle and a very awkward presence to it. The astronauts are trying to open it, but when they do finally open it, this red witch comes out named Rita. She's such a cool character. I mean, she's the first Power Rangers major villain. She has a lovely crackling voice, a nice design with her horns, and some pretty cool villains like Gordon Finster. Well, since she's been there for God knows how long, and now her sights are to conquer Earth and get revenge on Zordon. Meanwhile, back on Earth, we are shown a small town known as Angel Grove. In Angel Grove, we see that there's this nice sports center there. In it, we are introduced to our main cast: Jason, Zach, Trini, Billy, and Kimberly. This gym shows that. At first, we see that the kids in Mighty Morphin actually do like sports a lot, like gymnastics, martial arts, and probably a lot of other different sports as we go out through the series. They even in season 2 they even used they had dirt bike racing, and I thought that was cool. I thought. In it, we see that Billy, the Blue Ranger to be the nerdy one of the group, is trying to train in martial arts, and he's a bit nervous at first. However, Jason tells him, you can do it, Billy. You just need to believe in yourself. That kind of speeches. Then we're introduced to our comic relief in the episode, known as Spoke and Skull. Spoke has a bit of an ego problem, thinking he's better than everyone, and Spike Spike's his son. Sorry, Skull. I don't know. I think he was a dog in a human body, because a lot of the time he acts a bit like an animal. In fact, I wonder if he's related to the Muppet animal. They should try drums together. In it, they try to get Kimberly and Trini as dates, as going on a date with them. However, Kimberly and Trini can see these guys are just not their kind of guys. They're not worth the time to go out on a date, and they're probably going to leave a bad taste in their mouth at the end of the day. So Spoke and Skull try to take them on, but Trini and Kimberly successfully do a karate chop on them by flipping them over. It was a funny scene, and Spoke and Skull, they are cool characters. I mean, I know they may start off as jokes, but wait till you see in space if you stay for that long. They were great characters. In it, we see throughout the episode, we see Jason teaching martial arts to Billy and his students, and while Billy's getting a hang of it, Spoke comes in saying he can do martial arts better than Jason. And again, like the Kimberly and Trini scene, Jason just completely beats him in a showcase of their martial arts skills, just completely outshines him. Later, after the comedy dies down, we see Rita is planning her attack on Earth, as she plans to attack Angel Grove as her first target. Oh boy, this was a scary scene. There, there she's had Finster, her scientists, make her own personal army called Putties. First, they start out these kind of clay gingerbread men. Then they go through this machine and turn into these human-sized monsters. Then she sends an earthquake to Angel Grove. The Angel Grove citizens are like running away. It's an earthquake. They're terrified. They're absolutely terrified. However, before our five main cast can leave, they're magically teleported to this place in the Fallout Desert called the Command Center, where they meet Zordon, this kind of magical wizard who's been trapped inside a tube by Rita long ago, and has been revealed that Rita and him have been long-time enemies, and he was the one who put it in the first place. They were also shown Zordon's assistant Alpha, this kind of cool, funny robot who keeps saying, "Ay, ay, 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 ay!" Oh, Alpha was such a sweet character. I really look forward to seeing him again in the film. Well, anyway, back to business. Zordon explains what Rita wants. She wants to cause havoc and chaos to the world and take it over. And he selected these 5 teenagers with attitude and to become Power Rangers. There, each of them will gain the power of 5 colors and 5 dinosaurs to help them. Zack will be given the power of the Black Mastodon, Kimberly the power of the Pink Pterodactyl, Billy the power of the Blue Triceratops, Trini the power of the Yellow Saber-toothed Tiger, and Jason the power of the Red Tyrannosaurus. Sorry, Jason with the power of the Red Tyrannosaurus. Sorry, I'm an idiot. However, the kids don't think this is a bit overhead for them, and they decline. However, Jason, he thinks maybe we should have stayed, maybe we should have listened to what he said. However, action calls as the Putties come and the Rangers have their first fight. They try to take down the Putties, but unfortunately the Putties overpower them. But then Zordon gives them 5 power coins. These coins are what allows them to morph into their Ranger forms. Jason realizes this and tells his team that it's time to morph, and he says probably the most legendary lines you're going to hear in children's television and this show. It's morphin' time! Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger, Tyrannosaurus! They say that and they morph into their Power Ranger forms, and oh my god, it's amazing. I mean, for the effects they had back then and the budget, it still looks incredibly great, and it's still memorable. I mean, their suits look amazing. Their helmets showing their chosen dinosaur sword, and their color scheme suits with these kind of diamond gloves and their kind of diamond shirts. It's awesome. Oh god, it was amazing. They take down the Putties and go back to Angel Grove, where Rita has sent her minion, her second in command, Goldar, and has enlarged him to a giant monster. Oh boy, oh crikey, he does look like a monster. There, the Rangers are given the powers to use their swords. Their swords represent their chosen animal, the Mastodon, Pterodactyl, Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger, and Tyrannosaurus. There they call their chosen dinosaur swords, and they have kind of a wild time playing with these dinosaur swords. I mean, these swords are probably very memorable. They're being adapted in the new film. I mean, and you know all their passwords. Come on, dude. Come on, everyone. You've at least said the morphin' time and tried to collect their toys. There they combined their swords to perform the Dino Megazord. There they have their first Megazord fight with Goldar. And they do beat Goldar, but Goldar isn't destroyed. He just retreats back to Rita, back in his minimized form. After the battle, Zordon congratulates them on their first successful mission, and the Rangers, they decide to stick it out and have this awesome high five and say, "Power Rangers!" Oh, it was great. So, Day of the Dumpster, what do I think about it? It's a great introduction episode. I mean, everyone has been since the new film it's going to be released tomorrow, the Power Ranger phase has started to grow up. Now pretty much every channel is talking about Power Rangers, whether it be the original or top 10 list, whatever. The fact is, this episode is amazing. That you get at first you might not think much of the kids, but give it a bit of time. In future episodes, you learn more about them, like their problems, like Kimberly's parents are divorced, and you also be introduced to Tommy the Green Ranger. Oh my God, that guy is awesome. Tommy is the best ever. Oh, so and this episode started all, and it's not just the first episode of Mighty Morphin, it's the first episode in Power Rangers in general. I mean, it's because of this episode we have Power Rangers at all. Power Rangers is a wonderful TV show. I love it with all my heart, and I'm thankful that this episode was the one to give it to us. I don't know how much the movie will change this origin point, but at least I got my own copy to watch if it turns out to be bad. But either way, I'm excited with the new movie. I don't know if it's going to be good, or if it's going to be bad, or the character's going to be too out of character, or are they going to still have their same character traits? I don't know. Either way, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, you're the best. Thanks for giving us so many great episodes, and I really look forward to this movie. May the power protect you all.